Clair de Lune by Glynis Goyns, and read by Glynis Goyns. Her hair glistened in the moonlight, her body bathed in silver. He gaped at her still form, floating in the lake, lilies bobbing around her. An owl screeched. The smell of wet earth permeated the night air. Then he gasped as she rose to her feet and lifted her palms to the sky. Alive, not dead. Hidden in the shadows, he stared as she stepped out of the water and began to dance, coming as she dipped and swayed beneath the stars. That was the first time he watched her. She always came when the moon was bright, and danced as the water dried on her pale moonlit body. He began to anticipate her movements, sensing the sorrow beneath her pleasure, recognizing the slight changes in the tilt of her head or arc of her raised arms. He felt the catch in her voice as she sang with tears trapped in her throat. Gradually, he began to leave gifts for her: a bunch of wildflowers, a bird carved in wood, a posy of herbs. Initially, she was confused, anxiously peering into the shadows. Then she began to explore their texture and fragrance. One night, he ventured closer to see what she was doing. She'd picked a water lily and placed it between her breasts as she floated in the water. Then she stepped out of the lake sooner than expected. He was unable to melt back into the shadows and remained on the periphery of her vision. "Who are you?" she breathed in wonder. "What beautiful gifts you give me." She took his hand, drawing him towards her, and smiled. "Do you watch me often when I bathe in the moonlight? Come, dance with me." He glanced at his twisted legs and shrugged his humped shoulders. But she laughed lightly and said, "Oh, you can dance? Come, I'll show you." He stepped out of the darkness as she led him through the stumbling steps. They bent and swayed together as the moon smiled upon them.